had ourselves a cross-eyed Hereford bull. Now, it didn't affect its working parts or reduce its desire or will. But when it came to mounting up, yeah, that proved a tougher chore. You see, he couldn't quite see it right when approaching a cow's back door. So he called the vet to come on down and see what could be done about curing that bull's crossed eyes and let him have some fun. So the vet came out and he took stock of that cockeyed looking face. Said, this is no big deal, we can put those eyes in place. So he returned from his truck with a 3-foot tube of glass, walked around behind that bull and shoved it up his, you get the idea. Then he took one long, deep breath and blew into that tube and continued with his puffing till those eyes began to move. Well, they rolled to the right, they rolled to the left, they rolled back like he was dead, until finally, that bull's crossed eyes took natural in his head. $50, the vet announced, holding out his hand. So I reached into my Wranglers and I gladly paid the man. Then I turned that bull out with the herd, and he had himself a time, jumping from one cow to another as he laid them all out in line. But when the sun set in the evening and that bull came home to roost, well, his eyes once again were crossed, and that bull, he was poo. But now I knew the secret to straightening out his eyes. Watching that old vet at work, it made me kind of wise. So I took a tube of glass and I slid it into place. And I huffed, and I puffed, and I tried real hard, but I couldn't fix his goofy face. No matter how I tried I couldn't make it work. So I called the vet once again, feeling like a jerk. Now, he knew that I had tried his trick. I could see it in his face. Well, it's no surprise he knew I had, because the tube, it was still in place. So he pulled that tube from the bull where it had been found, then slid it once again in place after turning it around. And once again, he did his job with magical success. And there stood I, quite confused, as you may have guessed. Now, Doc, says I, you don't mean to say for this technique to work, it matters which ends you blow in and which ends you insert. Oh, makes no difference, no right and no wrong. Why, you can blow in north or south. I just didn't want to put my lips where the tube was in your mouth.